Welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 341, Klaus, by Grant Morrison and Dan Mora, from Boom Studios. My name is Eric.
And I am known as Jason.
That's right. Just known as. It's not who you actually are.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm in the Witness Protection Program. And I can't let anyone know that. So I figure I can say that here.
Sure. Because no one
will know. I'm just haunting the mafiosos who are on my trail.
Oh, it's kind of amazing. We've been doing this show for like 8 years, 340 some episodes, plus special episodes here and there, and still no one listens.
Oh, Santa Claus is listening. So yeah, it's not Christmas for you, the listener, but today's Christmas Day.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. I'm going to just say Merry Christmas to you, Jason.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're here.
Right.
And again, you're the only one listening.
well, Merry Christmas to you. Here, let's tinker. We're having Christmas drinks.
Yeah, we are. Nothing great, nothing special, but, tasty nonetheless.
Yeah.
And, buzz-giving.
Yeah. That's the Christmas miracle we were looking for. A buzz.
So yeah, what would you want to save all Christmas talk for later and just get right into the comic here?
Fuck yeah. I don't want to talk about anything Christmas related. I want to talk about this comic.
Klaus, the story of Wolverine and Black Cat by Joe Linsner and Jimmy Palmiotti.
Oh, yeah. Oops. Did you read the wrong thing? No, we did read, the origin story of Santa Claus.
Yeah, sorta.
Yeah.
I guess.
Right?
It's weird.
It is weird. Like, I remember when this was solicited in previews, like, 2 years ago or whatever, because it's like 7 issues, but it took it about a year to come out.
Yeah.
And, I remember hearing about this and I was like, wait a minute, what? Grant Morrison's writing the story about, like, early young Santa Claus?
Right.
Like, come on. That's not real.
I remember that, and it was like, Santa Claus's, like, violent barbarian days.
Yeah.
I was like, huh?
I was like, I don't expect to like that, but there's no way I'm not going to read that.
See, my attitude was, I'm going to wait and see if anybody likes it before reading it.
Right.
But then you happened to pick it, and no one had actually ever told me whether this was any good or not.
I've never heard anyone even mention, like, reading this.
Right.
Like, I had one guy, like, ask about it at the store, and, we've sold, like, a handful of them, but no, like, I feel like it's one of those books that people just bought, they never really got excited or angry about.
Right.
So, I never heard anything about it.
It's a super weird thing when you really break it down. It's Grant Morrison writing Santa Claus.
I know, right?
Yeah.
He's not even American, and Santa Claus is a strictly American tradition, right?
Actually, it is.
Well,
Coca-Cola.
Right, yeah, they invented Santa Claus.
Yep.
And the polar bear.
Yep.
And cocaine. The polar bears and cocaine. Like, if it's not a party without those two things.
But no, yeah, like it is just such a weird thing that exists.
Yeah. Like, I could see, like, like Kevin Eastman and Simon Bisley doing this.
Right?
Yeah.
But
when I was like, Grant Morrison? That's the same Grant Morrison?
And so yeah, so I was just kind of waiting, for, like, oh, this is, like, the best thing Grant Morrison's written since, or this is the worst thing Grant Morrison's ever written. But, it's just kind of middle of the road Grant Morrison.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's middle of the road as far as, like, his weirdness factor.
Yeah.
Like I could have read this not knowing who wrote it, and
right.
I don't think I would have known it was him.
There's, like 2 or 3 things that happen that, like, just, you're reading it and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Grant Morrison wrote
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of scenes where, like, okay, that's real Morrison-y.
Right.
But overall, yeah, it doesn't really feel like, especially of late, because I gotta say, like, even having said that this is middle of the road Grant Morrison, I think this is the best thing I've read by Grant Morrison in years.
Really?
Because yeah, like,
Better than Happy?
better than Happy, for sure.
Huh.
Because
Better than Joe the Barbarian?
I'd say it's right on par with that.
Okay.
But that's been a few years.
That's true.
But like Nameless and even Happy, like, they were so dark, and I was just kind of like losing a little interest in his work because I love his weird, but I don't love his dark weird.
Gotcha.
And this was like really neither of those. I mean, it's an odd thing.
Oh yeah.
But it's not his weirdness.
Yeah, it's odd as in it's out of place than it is just, crazy
Right.
Doom Patrol, Invisibles
Right.
type stuff.
Yeah.
And I will say this mostly about the book, that it is oddly goofy. And I've never really read anything goofy by Grant Morrison.
Goofy? You mean like
Just kind of like tongue-in-cheek almost, or just not funny, but
Right.
but and not necessarily lighthearted, but just
yeah.
like off kilter, like almost like pared down, a Monty Python-esque.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. Yeah. It kind of reminded me of like a really strange Disney story. Like,
It's like Grant Morrison wrote a Disney.
yeah,
movie.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you could see this maybe appealing to, kids.
Right.
But it's, got a little bit of strangeness to it.
Right. Or like a Don Bluth movie. Like
Who's that? I know the name, but is it Space Ace?
Space Ace
Yeah.
and
Dragon's Lair.
Dragon's Lair, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has, there's a couple of things though. Okay, so basically, it starts off with Santa Claus he's like a fur trader, and he's just walking into this city that he hasn't been to in years and years.
Yeah, it's very Norwegian and Viking oriented of sorts.
Right. Lots of beards.
Yeah, definitely a lot of beards. Yeah. Well, lots of people wearing bits of animals.
Yeah, right.
And carrying giant swords.
And other bits of animals.
Yes.
And, so, I mean, he's like a young man, and he's not like delivering presents. He's a fur trader. He's like trying to survive. And he's got his pet wolf, Lily?
Lily.
Yeah. Which I think is awesome. I love Lily.
Sure.
The more you find out about Lily, the more I like Lily. I'm like, oh, Lily's awesome.
Lily is great.
But
yeah, he goes to this town,
Grimsvig? Yeah, I think
Something like
that's,
that.
yeah.
And he makes mention that he'd been there years before, and he notices that it's very different than the last time he was there. And we learn that there is sort of a like kind of a dictator.
Yeah.
Who is ruling over the town with an iron fist. Baron Magnus?
Lord Magnus. Yeah, Baron.
something like
something
that.
like yeah, Magnus.
Who is canceled the Yuletime holiday.
Yeah. No presents, no playing.
No presents, no play, no fun. All the men are forced to work in the mines 24 hours a day.
Except for the bartender, because
Well, sure. I mean,
that guy's got an important job.
well, sure, yeah. Some people have jobs that you can't work in the mines.
Right, yeah.
Like the bartender, probably a janitor walking around.
Sure, yeah.
And definitely all the armed guards who are just patrolling the city.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's basically, like armed guards and women and children who aren't allowed to be shown any signs of fun or playfulness.
Joy,
yeah. Kind of dark.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. And so Klaus, as he is known, he makes mention that he had been there before and things are different, and the bartender says that, well, you're a stranger. Strangers shouldn't ask questions.
Yeah. He's like, keep it down, buddy, if you know what's good for you.
Exactly. And he eventually gets kicked out of town, and they steal all his goods and force him back out into the wintry landscape outside the town.
Probably, expecting him to die because he doesn't have anything to trade for.
Yeah.
sustenance or whatever.
Yeah, and then they've stolen his warm clothing, too.
Yeah. At least he had a nice beer. Well, he had a watered-down beer.
Well, sure, yeah.
But,
Nobody likes that.
No. I like the fact that Santa was drinking, though, and it wasn't milk. It wasn't milk, That was cool.
There are no milk and cookies in this story whatsoever.
No. No reindeer either.
No reindeer either, yeah. Except, there's one on the cover of the first issue.
It's like reindeer.
It's dead.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, it's kind of symbolic. It's like, we've killed the reindeer in this story.
Yep.
We've got wolves now.
Yep.
Yeah. Of course, like I said, this is his origin story, so maybe...
Yeah, he switches up later.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah.
And so then he's out in the woods, and he's trying to keep warm, and I think he's injured a little.
Yeah, I think that one of the guards shot him with an arrow or something. Right. Yeah.
And so he makes himself some sort of healing broth, and then shit gets really Grant Morrison.
Right? Yeah, that's the first Grant Morrison. You're like, okay.
Yep.
There he's seeing a million ghost tree sprite, other dimensional alien creatures,
and psychedelic lights,
yeah.
and just things get super weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then
there it is.
Yep.
There's the masturbation sex magic.
And then he wakes up and suddenly finds himself surrounded by magical toys that he apparently made while he was tripping.
Yeah. Those are the best toys. I think all of Marvel's Toy Biz line from the 90s were made while they were tripping. And you saw that one where Venom sticks his tongue out. That's some crazy shit.
Oh, my favorite was I had a friend who had the Blob figure.
Oh, yeah.
And his action power was Rubber Blubber Belly.
There was a Mr. Fantastic who's basically from his elbows to his fists stretched.
Yep.
It was probably the lamest thing ever.
Yeah. The Apocalypse figure was like that too.
He could stretch?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Because that's his power of sorts.
Huh. I don't remember that
But
one.
yeah, his legs and his arms would telescope.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Were they rubbery or they
No, they weren't.
Okay, because the Mr. Fantastics were rubbery.
Okay.
But it was just from his elbows to his wrists. It's so terrible. I just felt like it was about to fall apart every time you pulled on it.
And I remember the Beast was he could do a backflip,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't think it ever worked.
No. Punisher had a cap gun in his back, which is now apparently illegal to ship. You can't ship cap guns anymore.
Really?
And caps. Yeah, it's considered an explosive, and you're legally not allowed to mail those anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
Huh.
So if you have those, if you're a budding cap gun company,
Right.
you're gonna have to sell locally. I'm sorry,
Wow.
you can't. You hand deliver them.
Talk about stealing joy away from children, right?
That's something Lord Magnus would do. So yeah, okay, you wrangled it back into where we're actually talking about the book. That's good. So it's kind of revealed that Lord Magnus has a kind of a shitty child.
Yeah. Jonas,
and he's taken all the toys that would be for the kids in the town, and he's given them to his son.
Yeah.
And
who's just destroying them and
he hates
not
them.
having any fun.
And he's like, none of these are cool.
Right. And Magnus also is married to a woman named Dagmar who may or may not be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not entirely sure what is supposed to be happening with her.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get the feeling she was
they
crazy.
They call her crazy at one point, and like she is. Well, I mean, she's basically stuck in your standard abusive relationship,
right. So yeah,
with a massive asshole.
Sure. So yeah, she's a little a little off because of that, probably, but
also but she loves her son. But he is he's kind of a shit.
Yeah, she still sees a glimmer of hope though. She's trying to get him to enjoy some things, and she finds a toy that Santa Claus gave her a long time ago.
Yeah.
She shares it with her son.
It's a mystery. Where did she get it?
Yeah.
Who gave it to her?
Right? Oh, I just spoiled it. It was Santa Claus.
Oh, okay. But no, yeah, so Klaus, takes all these toys that he made and he, delivers them to all the children in town incognito.
Yeah.
He's like a ninja.
Yeah, he's so cool about it too. He's like, and I love the thing where he, like, set this giant snowball in motion down a roof and it landed on the two guards and so he could sneak by them.
Yeah.
Like, that was like so Looney Tunes.
Right? And yeah, like there are just things like the villain is so over the top and just like cacklingly evil.
Yeah, like Disney villain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of like where I get like, this is pretty goofy for Grant Morrison.
Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of like the dude from Aladdin, like that villain.
Yeah.
I forget his name, but
And then like it kind of hit me like towards the end of the series that this is actually sort of a if Batman were Santa Claus story.
yeah.
Because he's shadowy, and he's got a cape, and he's, like, perched on rooftops, and he's doing, like, weird, like, through the air, flying across rooftop to rooftop kind of stuff. You know, and instead of, like, batarangs, he's, like, throwing toys down chimneys.
That's true. Well, yeah, that's the cool thing. Like, I love that how at first he's just delivering the toys, like, on the doorsteps, and then the guards get wise to that, and then the kids, like, send thank you notes up the chimneys.
Yeah.
And they like float up when the heat comes on or whatever, or the fires are stoked. And he catches one of the notes and it's like real heartfelt. It's like, thank you. And he's like, huh. And he like looks around and he sees like, there's this awesome like 2-page spread of him looking at the town with all the chimneys everywhere smoking. Right. He's like, because he was trying to figure out how to get toys to him now that the guards are looking for him on the doorsteps.
Yeah, because they invaded everybody's home and took all the toys that he had originally delivered.
Right. That's shitty.
Yeah, super shitty.
Yeah, that's not very Christmassy.
Yeah. And then we eventually get an origin for Klaus and who he is and where he came from. And it turns out that he is from this town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In fact, he was a high-ranking military man in for the town's baron. Also because he was sort of adopted by the baron as well.
I think a jealous Magnus kind of painted him as a bad guy.
Yep.
And had him kind of exiled.
Yeah. Well, he was allegedly executed and left for dead out in the snow, but
Lily saved him.
Because earlier on he had saved her.
Right.
From being killed by all the soldiers.
Yeah, because she was just a little pup.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
Can't kill a pup.
No. You're not supposed to.
Well, yeah. You shouldn't kill a pup.
And so Lily saves him and returns the favor and keeps him warm. I love that scene where he's he's in the snow, like just beaten down and dying, and this giant wolf just comes and lays down on top of him and keeps him warm. I was like, aw.
Yeah. It'd make you feel like Edna crawling up with
you. Kind of similar.
I recently had an experience with a tiny dog. It would not have saved my life, but it was adorable.
If you had like a paper cut, it could have warmed your hand.
Probably getting infected too.
Right.
You know, whatever. Take the good with the bad.
Dogs are adorable. But also that's something we should mention is all the men that are working in the mines, while they're down there, you find out like part of what they're doing is maybe unleashing an evil that is locked away down there.
Yeah. That speaks to them sometimes.
Yeah. And speaks to Lord Magnus.
Yes. It's revealed that there is some sort of entity down there that is trapped, and Magnus is basically forcing all the people to work the mines to release him in exchange for some sort of power afterwards.
Because, you can always trust the evil that promises you power once you free it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I don't see anything bad about that deal.
Yeah. But then, and also the king is coming to visit, so part of Magnus's plan is for the creature to be freed just in time to kill the king, so that Magnus could become the king. And it's all just very overwrought and over the top.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like a classic power struggle.
Yeah. But also, like, throughout this whole thing, Klaus is just out delivering joy to children wherever he can.
Yeah, that's what he does.
And just basically trying to undermine Magnus. But then it's revealed that he knows Magnus's wife.
Yes. Biblically.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if it ever goes that far.
Oh, well, yeah.
But,
no. They kind of grew up together.
Yeah, they loved each other.
Yeah.
And then Magnus was jealous, which is the whole purpose of why he got rid of Klaus in the first place.
Right.
And so Klaus is basically, he's the ultimate rebel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
He's punk rock.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then things also get weird again here and there.
Mm-hmm.
With like magical runes and light ghosts and
that unleashed power of evil.
Ultra-dimensional metals that form like a weird sled kind of aircraft
that
thing.
sled is amazing. Yeah, that's something too. I guess we should touch on is Dan Mora. I'd never heard of him.
I have not either. He's good.
He's very good.
Yeah.
I mean, like, this is not the kind of art that I would like on all of my comics.
Sure.
But it is perfect for this comic.
Absolutely. Like he's... I don't know, for some reason, whenever I think of a Grant Morrison book, the art that is in this book is not usually what I think of. But it is absolutely perfect for this story.
Yeah, it really fits. It kind of, there's parts of it that kind of remind me of Sean Murphy a little bit.
Like a little bit here and there, yeah.
Which Grant has worked with before, but...
Sure.
But yeah, it's got like a very, like, action-y kind of...
It's very superhero-y.
Yeah.
Very clean lines. But it has enough character and cartooniness to make it not generic.
And like action and story, he can really move a story along. And
oh yeah, the storytelling in this is really well done. Mm-hmm. Like I had never. I mean, a Grant Morrison comic occasionally can get confusing.
Right.
But I never felt confused, like reading through this at all.
Yeah, no, it really works. So you would say you would read Mora, his comics? No, do you know of anything else he's done though?
Not a clue.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, never heard of him before.
He's very good.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's Boom Studios, so they're not exactly... Well, I mean, it's weird that Grant Morrison wrote a comic for Boom Studios.
Yeah.
They don't exactly attract huge names. Like, I would say, arguably, Grant Morrison is one.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it does feel weird to me that this isn't like an Image book or...
Yeah, that's strange. Maybe he's got some pals.
Could be.
Yeah.
I mean, we know he's busy, maybe editing heavy metal?
Right.
I've never been able to find out exactly what his role at heavy metal is at this point.
I thought he was, like, putting that together, basically.
Yeah, I thought so, too. Like, his name is editor-in-chief, but then I read something about it maybe just kind of in name only. And I mean, he seems to be curating some of it.
Yeah.
And I know that...
He's writing one story in there, too.
Yeah, he's got... I've seen him write a couple different things here and there. Like, at least one serialized thing is starting, and then, like, he's written just kind of, like one-shot things here and there.
Right.
But also, like, inherited stuff that was going before he took over.
Right. Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just excited when I heard that. I was like, wow, Grant Morrison, heavy metal.
Right.
And the first issue, I think, was the sex issue. And I was like, well, that seems like...
Sure.
Something he would put together.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, it was very good. It was like it was cool to read it at Christmas time because,
Right.
it was Christmassy, but it wasn't like your typical Christmas thing at all.
Right.
It wasn't like when, like the DC holiday special or whatever, where,
Right.
They allude to the fact that Santa Claus might exist.
Yeah.
Like it was more like, no, this is him, but he's just a dude. And
Or Santa Claus is in trouble, so Superman's going to help him out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But no, I mean, here Santa Claus is real, and he's just a really buff dude who is very proficient at possibly killing a lot of things.
Right. and making his own drugs and toys.
Yep.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah. Like it is very much like a PG-13 Disney cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Just with just a hint of crazy drugged up Grant Morrison.
Right. Yeah. Just enough like where you see like plants in the background that he's like been using to concoct his potions. You're like, it looks weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very enjoyable. Yeah, not super in your face Christmassy, but it's a Christmas story.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, and it's not like a comedy. Like I kind of expected. I was like, is this going to be like just a weird, funny thing?
Right.
I don't know.
Like I was saying, it's goofy.
Yeah.
Like it's just humorous enough, here and there.
Yeah, but it's not a comedy.
No, absolutely not. No, it's Santa Claus as a superhero of sorts.
Yeah.
Just taking place in Viking times.
Right? Yeah, and I will say too, like we read the 7-issue series, which is what the hardcover collection is that just came out.
Right. And
I also read, like last Wednesday came out a one-shot called The Witch of Winter, Klaus, The Witch of Winter, which has nothing to do with this series other than it's the same main character and the same creative team, but the story is completely different. But and that one-shot is set like in modern times where a couple of kids get kidnapped at Christmas time by this like witch that's trying to lure Santa to her realm or whatever. So it was neat, and it was I would say maybe it was a little more Grant Morrison as far as just like the weirdness.
Uh-huh.
There was a little bit more like just strange like references and like where he explains something in such a way like, okay, sure, whatever. There's a little more like weirdness to it, I think, than in this series, but yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, we debated about whether reading it for this review as well, but like you just read it this morning, and so like I wouldn't have had time, and
it doesn't really relate at all. Like there's none of the same characters other than Santa and Lily.
So like the 7-issue series is available in a hardback right now, so you can check that out, and then I guess you're also recommending the new one as well.
Yeah, it was cool.
Separate thing.
Yeah, it was an $8 one shot though, and it was. I feel like it's not even as thick as 2 comics. It was kind of like. And it's not like a prestige format, it's just like kind of a thick comic. So
comics are getting expensive.
Yeah, they are. I know. I mean, it has a nice cardstock cover, but but I'm like, it felt more like a $6 comic than an $8 comic to me. But other than that, I'd say highly recommended.
Right. Makes me wonder if like he's going to plan more of that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Mora. That kind of
wow,
thing. Yeah,
you did it too.
I did. But like, is this going to be like his Hellboy?
Oh, that would be interesting.
That would be interesting. Or even if he just does like one a year for Christmas time.
Yeah, I would be down for that. Yeah. That would be something to look forward to every season.
Yeah. But for now, we have the Savage Sword of Jesus Christ to look forward to, serialized in heavy metal.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Is that also by Grant Morrison?
Yeah. Yeah,
he's an odd dude. I love Grant Morrison.
I do as well. But I'll have to say, like, kinda like on board with you. Like some of his stuff lately has not been too appealing to me to just be like, I'm absolutely gonna buy that.
Yeah.
But
I'd say all throughout the 90s and the early 2000s, I was like, man, everything this guy writes, whether it's like straight superhero books, like The Flash and JLA, or, Invisibles, and like everything he writes is awesome.
Yeah.
And then like I started reading more and more stuff. I was like, well, that was just okay. And then like a couple of them that I was like, Nameless, I didn't care for at all. But I only read the first issue or two.
I haven't gotten around to reading that one yet. Would you veto it if I picked it?
Nah, I mean, I would read any Grant Morrison thing. I would just go into it with super low expectations.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the beginning of this, like when I read about Klaus, I was like, well, that's weird. Like,
This is a strange idea.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'll just wait on that one. And I haven't heard too much else of what he's maybe got going on other than heavy metal, but
I'm really glad this was a long enough series. Like, I'm glad it wasn't like 3 or 4 issues. Like, it really had enough space to like really flesh out who he is and his background and give it like a kind of a slower pace as far as the.
I think it was definitely perfectly paced. And it's written in such a way that, like, I definitely want to see more.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, like, it never, like, a 7-issue series, like, to me, like, that automatically makes me feel like, this is just going to be, like, 3 issues too long.
Right,
or something like that, yeah.
But no, it flows.
No, it really does, yeah. And yeah, like, I never got bored in any issue. Like, every issue has a purpose,
Yeah,
the only thing I'll say is the covers. Like, the covers are fine. They're just kind of generic.
I think they did 2 covers to every issue, I think.
I do like the cover.
Oh,
this is a variant cover to issue 2.
Is that Dave Rubin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
But then, like, I mean, they're also kind of showing things that don't really happen in the book.
Right. It's more like pinups.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, the first issue is just kind of generic. It's like, hey, here's the character, and, like, the basic setup for it, and then everything else is just, like, these massive, like, blood fests.
Right.
And then, like, this one, which is, like, almost like a romance cover.
Yeah. Well, that's the one that kind of revealed their past.
It did, so that one does tie in.
But yeah, I think you're right. The bloody ones, though, I feel like they were, like, banking on, like, hey, this is what's going to sell this book, is it's Santa Claus and it's fucking crazy violent.
Right,
like, that's, what people are going to raise their eyebrows at.
Right. But then, here we have this, issue 5, the cover to that, features, spoiler, the villain.
Yeah.
That does not get revealed for, like, 2 more issues.
Yeah. Right?
And then also we have this, issue 6 cover, which, does sort of tie into a little bit to the story. But in the background we get like a drawing of...
Like you would think of Santa Claus.
Sort of. I mean, at least closer to what we get throughout the story. And again, that does not happen at all.
No.
Like, I honestly expected, like, by the end of issue 7 to him be sort of more the traditional Santa.
Me too. But even in the one I read today, he still has black hair. Like,
right.
I mean, he's got like that kind of salt and pepper. Yeah. But yeah, it's young Santa.
Yeah, it is young, sexy, buff Santa.
Yeah, he's like a romance novel like hero,
right?
Or male romantic lead.
Yeah,
he's buff and hairy and doing stuff.
It sort of reminds me of Fox has been airing, like the season's over now, but they had been airing an Exorcist TV show.
Oh, yeah.
And it's actually very good, and I had no expectations going into it whatsoever. Like, I just figured it would be just sort of exorcisms and, sexy people. But, like, it actually is very well written and very well thought out, and like, it winds up tying into, like, the original movie, / novel.
Right.
But the 2 main priest characters in that show are fucking sexy.
Is it Father Flanagan? From Boys Town?
It's Father Tomas and Father Marcus. And Tomas is a very young, muscly, Hispanic man with dark hair and eyes, and just swarthy and sweaty.
Wow.
And Father Marcus is like a middle-aged, like just rough and tumble, bearded British man.
Wow, yeah, they do sound sexy.
And they fucking are. And like in even in the last episode of the show, like there's a scene with the two of them after they've finally defeated the demon, and they're trying to figure out like what path they're gonna go on now. They're just having like this really intense conversation, and I'm watching it, and I'm not gay, like even the slightest. I'm not even bi-curious, but I'm just watching it. I'm like, kiss,
yeah, take your shirt off,
just rub each other, just get all sweaty and dirty.
Nice.
And that's kind of what Klaus is like in this.
Huh. Yeah. That's, yeah. I hadn't seen it that way, but now that you mention it.
Well, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was very good.
It is actually very good. And like, I mean, I love comics and everything like that, but while reading this, I was like, I would totally watch the cartoon adaptation of this.
I could, this would really lend itself to an animated feature.
Yeah. But traditional animation, not that 3D CG bullshit.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Oh, or it could be like those Christmas, those like claymation ones, yeah. The ones that make me nauseous every time I see them.
Really?
They really do. Well, I think, honestly, like, legitimately feel nauseous when I see them, and I think it's because when I was a child, I had the flu one time when I watched them, and I totally associate it with that. So
I can get that.
Like, I watched one like a month or so ago, and I mean, I only watched like 10 minutes of it, but I felt nauseous. I was like, it really does it.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
But it's only those. It's only the Christmas ones. It's not like when I watch, like, like the Tim Burton ones or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you say that, and I was like, that may actually partly explain my feelings about Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know, like, at least 3 or 4 times where my parents, like, tried to get me to watch Star Wars at home, and I was sick as hell.
Oh, yeah.
So,
you totally associate stuff like that.
Yeah,
like, I remember, like, that's why the only time I ever watched Time Bandits, I had the flu, and I just can't stand to watch that movie now.
Right.
Because, the very first time I saw it, I was, like, barfing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just, like, I'm sure that's a Terry Gilliam movie I would love if I could get over that.
Right.
But yeah. I think you associate a lot, especially smells, and, like, when you're sick, Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Alright, well, wanna take a break?
Yeah, let's go see if there's anything in our stockings.
Alright.
Seems before it's over, it's begun.
Hey, welcome back.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I almost vomited.
Oh, it is Christmas. There's probably a lot of that happening, too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like kids eating too much candy, people drinking too much eggnog with rum.
Yeah.
Is it rum that you put in eggnog or
I
vodka?
have no idea.
I think it's rum.
I would assume rum. I've never had eggnog.
Yeah, I maybe had it once and it wasn't spiked. It was just horrible eggnog.
I was briefly talking last night to my ex-girlfriend, who I probably shouldn't be talking to, but it happened. And she works as a dispatch operator for the local police and fire department and all that. And said that there were a lot of ODs happening.
Oh, really?
Lots of suicide attempts and just people getting into drunken fights.
Yeah.
So, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. 'Tis the season.
Yep. I was like, well, I am trying really hard not to be any of those.
Right. Drunken fight would be the best. If you had to
out of all of them. Yeah. Luckily, I was nowhere near people, so the drunken fight could not happen.
You just got drunk and punched your walls.
Yeah, that's happened.
Well, yeah, I've done it too.
Yeah. So yeah. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. You know, I'm so looking forward to 2017.
Yeah, I mean,
not that it's magically just everything's going to be better. I mean, obviously, politically, but like, I'm just ready for it to no longer be 2016.
2016 has been a bear.
Yeah, it's not been great.
Nope. On so many fronts.
Right.
Like, just dealing with the election stuff.
Right.
Like, all the, like, super awesome, famous art people have died.
Right. I know.
And then, like, personally, like, stuff has not been super great for either of us.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, going back to the celebrity thing, I know there are celebrities and we don't know them.
Sure. Yeah.
I've never met any of them.
No, absolutely not.
None of them know that I exist.
And okay, like, I think, Alan Thicke, I think, is the most recent one to have died.
Oh, yeah.
And, we may have enjoyed a growing pain.
Or an animal crack-up.
Sure, but, like, as far as, like, overall impact on our life, we're just like, oh, well, that's a guy.
Yeah, like,
that's
oh,
too
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, he's probably really old, though.
Right. But then, like, David Bowie and Prince.
If in January you would have been like, hey, name your, like, 5 favorite singers ever.
Right.
I can guarantee you David Bowie, Prince, and Leonard Cohen would have been there. I'm like, and aren't we lucky to have all 3 of those people alive at this moment in time? 3 of the best musicians and recording artists ever.
Yep.
And then...
Yep. Man, yeah, like, oh, wow. Like, 2016, fuck you.
Right? Yeah. But, I gotta say, like, it seems like, as the year closes down, it seems like so has the awfulness.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, it feels like it.
Because we are now living in an official garbage fire.
You mean with Trump?
Yes.
Well, yeah. But I mean, he's not there yet.
He's not there yet, but he will be there, and
Right.
that is actually at the start of 2017,
Right.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And apparently 2016 is still really trying, because they're trying to take Carrie Fisher away now.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So, it's like I was telling someone else, like I actually, the other day I woke up and things have been not great for me personally. No, we're not really talking about personal stuff anymore on the show, but
If you need to.
yeah,
don't.
I'm not going to go into specifics, but
Yeah.
things have been better for me in previous years.
Sure. Yeah.
Than this past year for sure. And on top of that, like last week, I got hurt, like physically,
yeah.
like I fell on the ice, which was just sort of like, well, fuck you. you know?
Yeah. One last thing.
Yep. And despite all that, especially some of the stuff in the past few weeks that I've been dealing with that have just basically kind of fucked me up a little bit more, like, I woke up the other day and I was like, you know what? I need to make a change. Like, 2017, it needs to be better for me. Like, I need to make just a positive change in my own life, at the very least.
Well, that's awesome.
Like, I can't control the fact that Trump is going to destroy America and plunge us into a nuclear war, and there's going to be a race war, and I'm not sure which side I'm going to be on.
Yeah, because you're half Hispanic, half
Right?
white. Yeah.
Like I'm still just kind of hoping that, well, even though I'm a 100% legal U.S. citizen, I hope I get deported someplace nice.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. I'll write you.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Maybe we can
if
do
you're allowed to.
Right. That's true.
But like in my own personal life, I really do want to make that personal change and try to improve myself and in my life and be the person that I feel like I deserve to be, almost, and like whether it changes, relationships or situations or whatever for negative or positive, I need to do it for me, and I know that. And I woke up feeling that way, and I'm not a morning guy.
Right? Yeah.
And so this is like 5 a.m. or whatever, and then like 2 hours later, I was like, fuck everybody, I hope the world just goddamn burns.
Well, at least that nugget is in your soul.
Right?
Maybe you can stoke that fire. No, I respect that. Yeah, cause people are always like, man, moments ago I was like, 2016 sucks, at least it's gonna be 2017. But it's not just the number on the calendar that's different.
No,
it's like, hopefully, we use the changing of the year to be like, okay, this signifies a changing point.
Right.
Let's make this better. Let's make this year better.
Right. But I think, historically, 2016 is going to go down, like in the history books, as what the fuck happened.
Yeah. Yeah. It's called shit year.
Because I honestly cannot think, like even like 8 years of George W. Bush and the Iraq War and 9/11 and all that. Like, I cannot think of a single year in the past 20 years that you can point to and just say, what?
Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it was like unrelenting, just shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, here's to next year.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and like I said, I am, I think, at least finally found at least the courage of my convictions to try to make a positive change in myself.
That's good.
I don't know how easy that's going to be. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be easy at all. But I don't know how long it's going to last before I finally just give up again. But I hope I don't.
Yeah. Well, I hope it ebbs and flows and it's more flowing.
Yeah. That said, there's still a week left of 2016, so I'm just going to continue to be a sad asshole.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna
milk this for all it's
I'm
worth.
gonna use that week. It's gonna be like 2 weeks worth of me shitting on everything in that 1 week.
Yeah. So how was your Christmas?
It was good. It was good. I made some spaghetti and salads and garlic breads.
Yeah.
I like cooking. I really like cooking.
Yeah.
I don't know how to cook a whole lot of different things.
Sure.
But I love cooking the 6 things I know how to cook. So,
Yeah. Fair. I enjoy cooking. I just never get the chance to.
Mm-hmm.
And my kitchen is so tiny, and I usually only have myself to cook for.
right.
It's just sort of like, I might as well just go to McDonald's.
Oh. Yeah, McDonald's. I actually ate McDonald's fries the other day.
Oh.
I was like, I could eat their fries. I was with some meat eaters who were really hungry and wanted to eat right away. And I was like, I'll just get a large fry. And I swear I ate the fries, and like half an hour later, my stomach just was like, what did you do?
Right?
Like, it was terrible.
Even myself, who is a terrible eater, who just forces just a lot of awful crap down my throat. even I can't eat McDonald's fries.
Oh yeah, they're awful.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like physically
Oh yeah.
tried to attack me inside of my body.
No, yeah. I whenever I eat a McDonald's fry, like I honestly feel like an hour later, I definitely feel like someone is just repeatedly punching me in my
Yeah,
chest.
right? They don't reveal that on the commercials.
They do not. Like, I think the fry guy should start wearing boxing gloves
Yeah.
to at least give you the subtle hints.
Right? And Grimace is like, I'm gonna stab ya.
Well, he's kind of like that anyway. I think we actually talked about that last episode.
Oh yeah, he's very creepy. Very creepy. Yeah. So I'm not doing that anymore.
No, yeah. I'd like to say the same, but I know I'm going to fail at that too.
I'll still occasionally eat, some Taco Bell or whatnot.
Well,
but,
sure, yeah.
It's gross, but it doesn't like attack me.
Right. Not as bad.
No, I just feel kind of sluggish and like
Right.
nasty, but it doesn't actually like cause me violent pain.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, you had breakfast or Christmas with your mom.
Yeah.
Your brother.
Yes. And then I end up napping with my dog for a little bit,
Well,
which
that sounds awesome.
it was great because
Especially if she napped too.
she did. Oh
Okay.
yeah, we played in the backyard for a while, and she ran around the garage for a while, and
It is unseasonably warm for a Christmas day.
it is, yeah. And tomorrow might be shorts weather apparently,
Yeah.
which is exciting. But yeah, and then my dog crashed on the couch, and I was like, my brother,
Your bra?
my bra was, he was chilling. He was hanging out with my mom in the other room, and I was like, oh, there's Ed on the couch in this other room. I'm gonna just hang out with Ed for just a moment. And she was laying there, and I was like, I'll just lay my head on her butt while I'm, and
Well,
just,
that's dangerous.
yeah, I know, right? And then all of a sudden, it was like an hour later, and I was like, that was great. Nobody woke me up, No one was like, hey, what are you doing?
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I remember there was some point I was with my family, and the guy was just really trying to take a nap, and I don't nap that often, but when I do, like things are bad, and nobody would let me. They're just like, "What are you doing, napping?"
You're like, well, I was.
Just like, well, my family is assholes.
Oh, I like napping.
Yeah,
I don't do it very often, but when I do, I really enjoy the shit out of it. Especially if I'm chilling with my dog.
well, sure. I normally do it involuntarily.
Like while you're driving.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sadly, that has happened. Luckily, no one has been hurt or
That you know of.
Yeah.
You're like, there's some sirens in the review. Just waking up to that. Who knows? That might have been me.
But no, yeah, sometimes I'll just be sitting on my chair watching TV or reading or drawing, and just suddenly it's like 45 minutes later.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's like a line going across your drawing.
Yeah. Usually I notice that more when I'm at work.
Yeah.
It's like I'll be doing something, and then suddenly there's 4 lines of just the letter A. Yeah, I didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed home because I'm alone and have no one.
You had Grant Morrison's Claus.
I did. I read a couple of those and watched some bad movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, including Sinister 2. Which, I wouldn't say it was a bad movie, it was just boring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not as good as the first one.
No, definitely not. Yeah. Part of it, because the first one is kind of predicated on a twist. And the second one, you already know the twist.
Oh, it's the same twist.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But, like, it also acts as if you don't know the twist,
Oh, interesting.
but you do know the twist.
Maybe it's just hoping that you'll have not seen the first
I
one.
guess. Yeah. I don't know, super weird.
Yeah. You think they would at least add an extra twist to the twist?
Sure, right. Yeah. But no, not really.
Poor Chubby Checker would have liked that if
Yes,
they
he would
had.
have. He likes his twist.
Twist again.
Yep. So his favorite beverage is Sprite.
Yeah. Just a twist of lemon.
Yeah, is that the one?
I think
Okay.
lemon.
Yeah.
Is Lyman? That's not a thing.
I think it's a thing they made up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I saw Chubby Checker play live when I was a teenager.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Here in Dayton, Ohio, at the
Phrase?
No, it was at
okay.
it was at just a park. It was at Delco Park for 4th of July Fest.
Okay, all right.
It was pretty cool.
I think I vaguely remember that happening once.
Yeah. It was like 94. Yeah.
Did you do the twist?
I don't think I did.
Yeah.
I don't believe I did. But he did. At least once, maybe twice. Because, you know, what else is he going to do?
Well, sure. I mean, that is pretty much his only song.
And twist again.
Right, sure. Yeah. So it was like a 10-minute set.
Yeah.
Like just enough time for him to, like, some stage patter.
Yeah.
You know, and then, like, in between songs, like, maybe switch an instrument or two.
Right.
And then play that second song. Yeah.
And then fireworks.
Right, yeah.
It's pretty great. Yeah. So, yeah. So that was this year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we will not be back until next year.
Yeah.
Did you get anything good for Christmas?
I got a Rawhide Kid number 42.
Nice.
And
every time you've told me that, I keep thinking it's Rawhead Rex,
the Clive Barker.
Clive Barker. Yeah.
No, this was like the Marvel Western comic.
You know, he's gay.
What? Okay.
Are you gonna read that comic with the knowledge that he is now gay?
I might try to. Yeah, I might try to see if that, retroactively works.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, remember when that was a thing that ruined people's lives, I guess?
Yeah, they freaked out about that. Those covers are great. Where he's like holding like a gun like right above his penis.
Dave Johnson.
Yeah.
Like, I distinctly remember that, like, Stan Lee had to go on, like, CNN and, like, defend it or talk about it.
Really?
And I'm just like, Stan Lee probably doesn't even know who that character is.
So is he saying it's okay that he's gay? Or?
Yeah, he basically is like, well, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for him.
And nor should he.
Right.
But also, Stan Lee is not the guy who you should be looking to as a spokesperson for anything that has happened in the last 50 years at Marvel.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
I mean, like I think I've talked about it before, and I'll recommend it every single time. People should read or listen to the Marvel: The Untold Story. And I mean, I swear to God, like as of like 1969, Stan Lee's motto was "I don't give a fuck."
He's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
He's having a great time now, though.
Oh, sure he is, ruining Marvel movies across the nation.
I like his cameos.
I do not. They pull me out.
Occasionally they do, but overall, like it just you're like, oh, he's having so much fun.
Yeah. It's like I remember I saw Doctor Strange, and and it's weird because like you almost forget.
Yeah, exactly.
You
right?
almost forget that he is going to show up at some point and be obnoxious. And then like during like one of the more climactic scenes, he just kind of.
That was a good one though. I liked that one.
I did not.
Oh, he was on the bus.
Yeah.
Reading. I actually laughed out loud whenever he's like, that's crazy or whatever he said. I liked it.
Can't do it. And like I read somewhere, like James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, like he directed like his next 4 cameos in Marvel movies, including whatever the number Doctor Strange was.
Right.
And I'm guessing like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and then Spider-Man probably, and
Black Panther, or maybe
Black Panther. Yeah, I don't think that started filming yet though, but yeah. And I was just like, man, that's gonna be really awkward if he dies.
Yeah. But I mean, that's probably what they're thinking, though.
Well,
like hey, let's go ahead and get a few more.
Right, yeah.
So is he in the Wolverine movie? Logan, you think?
I don't know. Because that's not an official Marvel movie. Yeah.
Yeah, because he wasn't in the X-Men movies, was he?
He was in the first 2.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he was in the 3rd one as well, I believe. Mm-hmm. So he was in the first 3 for sure.
So he might be in Logan.
Yeah, he might be. Yeah, I don't know. I think he mentioned something about never appearing in a rated R Marvel movie.
Really?
But
he was in Deadpool.
Was in Deadpool. Yeah. So that's weird.
Huh.
I don't know. Hopefully not. I don't think he was in the previous Wolverine movie.
Right.
The Wolverine.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
They all blur together.
Yeah. Yeah, not to me. I remember them distinctly.
Most of them I've only seen once, and I'm just like, once I see his part, I forget what movie it was in.
Right. Because that's the only memorable part.
Yeah.
Stanley showing up, ruining things.
I just want to see a montage of all of his parts.
You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm sure you can, yeah.
I will say, the best Stanley cameo was in the first Amazing Spider-Man movie.
The library scene?
Yes.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Because it was, he didn't really say anything.
Right.
Like it was funny because of what was happening. Like it was just not intrusive, and it was just a good moment.
I don't think they're, like, it's kind of like, to me, it's like a moment of levity and a drama where you're like, aha, and then it's back to the, you know what I mean? Like, and they've never, like, fully taken me out of the experience or anything. Like, sometimes I think it's, like, a little more distracting than others, but yeah, I like them.
I think, the one he had in Avengers Civil War, to me, was just the most distracting.
I still haven't seen that one.
And it took place, like, pretty much right at the end of the movie, so it's not like it was, like, interrupting the action.
Right.
But it was just, like sort of like this, hey, we're wrapping things up. It's not super dramatic, but it's not, you know, like, you know, lighthearted, let's fart everywhere time, you know? And then just Stan Lee shows up and, like, and I think maybe the worst thing was they gave him dialogue.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And, like, he has to, like, interact with, like,
the actual actors?
like Robert Downey Jr. you
Oh,
know?
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because usually it's more like side character stuff.
Right. And so yeah, and then that, it was just like, oh, God.
Were you, like, waiting for it the entire movie? Like, where is it going?
Well, it's like I said, like,
Yeah.
like you forget
Yeah.
for a while that this thing is going to happen.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, like, that was, like, damn near the end of the movie, so, like, you're 2.5 hours in at this point.
Sure.
And you're just like, oh, you know, okay,
Maybe
I'm
there's not going to be
this
one.
movie, you know?
Yeah.
And then suddenly Stan Lee shows up, and you're like, oh, fuck. But luckily, like I said, it was, like, in the last 5-10 minutes of the movie. But like definitely his best ones are, like, almost when he doesn't have to say anything.
Right.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy is just sort of like him in the background, or,
Right.
you know, or
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, his Amazing Spider-Man 2 cameo is, like, one of his worst.
Which one was that?
It's like he's at the Peter Parker's graduation, and he
Oh,
sees, like,
yeah.
Peter, and he's like,
Yeah.
I think I know that guy.
Yeah.
Excelsior!
Yeah, that one was just kind of like,
Right.
Yeah,
well,
try
that
it.
whole movie is
Yeah.
garbage. So.
I don't know. It was fun. It was dumb fun, but it was fun. I thought Jamie Foxx was a great over-the-top Electro.
Yeah, I don't know. If it would only have been him, and it didn't have his rap musical moments in the middle of it.
I wanted more rap. I wish Stan Lee would have got up on stage with him and they would have rapped together for like half an hour.
Maybe in the next Spider-Man movie. It'll be him and Michael Keaton.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Oh, man. Yeah, Birdman, right? He's bringing back Birdman.
Yep.
Spider-Man
Yeah,
versus...
still haven't seen that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird. I'm surprised you haven't seen that.
Yeah, well, you know, it was going to be a gutter trash pick, and then you watched it on your own.
I thought Gutter Trash was all comics.
And then we stopped doing movies.
Well, hey, maybe you and Joe can watch it.
Maybe.
Has
I'm-
Joe seen
I'm
it?
pretty sure Joe has already seen
Yeah.
it, yeah. But then again, he has already seen the first movie we're going to do for the new Viewmasters. So, you know.
What movie?
The Negotiator
Yeah.
with Kevin Spacey and Samuel L. Jackson.
Nice.
I'm not entirely sure when that starts, at least in line with the Gutter Trash's schedule, because we're pretty ahead
Yeah.
on the Viewmasters. So,
Probably in a month or two, something like that.
yeah, I would say about a month, probably. Yeah.
That's cool.
But I guess in the meanwhile, I should probably pick a comic book to read.
Yeah, because that's what we do here
Yeah.
at Gutter Trash.
Yeah.
We read comics.
And it sort of occurred to me as we started this second segment that I hadn't really thought of one.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm...
Oh, he's thinking.
I am thinking.
He's thinking hard.
Alright. I'm gonna pick something that I recently just got the entire series up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 5-issue miniseries. It is called Bebop and Rocksteady Destroy Everything.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. I think I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I want to read it anyway, but...
Yeah, I actually kind of want to read that too. I thought it looked fun.
Yeah.
So, I like the Turtles, and it's been a little while since I've read some Turtles. So.
Same here. Yeah, if you're down for that.
Yeah.
All
And they're
right.
destroying everything.
They are destroying everything.
How cool is that?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Let us hope it does not disappoint in the end.
Right.
I want, by the end of the 5th issue, everything to have been destroyed.
Right. Including us.
Yes. So that we don't have to do this show anymore.
Well, I look forward to that.
All right. Hopefully I can remember that's what I picked.
Yeah. I'll remind you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because you're so good at remembering what I picked.
I'm good at remembering comics. I think. Maybe I'm not. I'm probably not.
All right. Well, thanks for spending some time Christmas with me today.
Yes.
I know you didn't have to. I appreciate that.
I enjoy your company.
I know you did invite me to your house, but I slept in really late and was not ready for a spaghetti breakfast.
All right. It was good.
Yeah. Well, let's hope 2017 starts off better.
I certainly hope so.
I do as well, and then
We'll just put a little elbow grease behind it.
Yeah. And we will see you next year, guys.
Yeah, happy New Year's and holidays and whatnot.
Exactly. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Gutter Trash. You can subscribe to the show from guttertrash.net or from iTunes and leave us a review. Visit guttertrash.net for email information and for other podcasts and websites in the Gutter Trash Network. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.